We are touching on a very sensitive subject of capability by qualification and capability by experience. Is it output of this demand supply rat race? Emotions demanding parenthood, I need a baby, and this is, the business side is also growing, and hence this kind of thing is happening.
This is true. You see, I think there is a feeling that IVF is very lucrative, whereas it is not lucrative. If we really try to practice IVF in its true form, then it is very taxing, it is very time consuming, and it has lot of insight that we need to do constant reading, and we need to keep upgrading our knowledge on every little score of IVF. And hence in embryology, what happened in our country was that we hardly to start with had 3, 4, 5 centers in major cities, and we really didn't have embryologists, but we had, like, our embryologist was a PhD from AIMS, and since there was no embryologist, we asked her, can you see a human egg? She said, well, I've worked on rat eggs, mouse eggs. Okay. So can you identify a human egg? Okay, identify one, read. And she started working, and we had our first IVF baby in northern India at our center only. Right. Now who completes 25 years this year, which we are celebrating. So I just want to tell you that that was our first embryologist. She was again not a qualified embryologist, but she was a PhD scientist. Right. Similarly, we have a lot of MScs and maybe less than that, more than that, PhDs who started taking up embryology as one thing, but then there was no way to read embryology. So they would just whatever read from journals and then start working on the microscope. Now there are a lot of embryology courses outside the country. Well, there are very good courses, Monash, National University of Singapore. In England there are a lot of courses which have opened up. Monash is in Australia, which are for embryologists only, and we are getting batches of trained embryologists from there. Some places in India like CMC Vellore has opened up embryology training, and there are short embryology courses which a lot of people are now opening because everything appears to be lucrative in the field of education. You know, for small trainings, big fee can be offered in these fields because these are specialized fields, and one really has to work hard. But then we need lot of well qualified embryologists to be able to give us very good results.
Ma'am, you have been treating people, advising them for quite some time now. To a true sense, you are a veteran and you have seen a lot of emotions going in, especially when you're talking about parenthood. We're talking about not only a father or a mother, it's a whole society around them. So it's a whole ecosystem which works. So what a bit of advice do you give to people in terms of managing emotions in this ecosystem?
Managing emotions, well, one is that I understand that parents are also very affected when their children do not have offspring, but one is undue pressure on girls the moment they get married. Sometimes I feel sad to see a 21-year-old coming to my clinic after 6 months of marriage. I have not got pregnant till now. So one is this pressure has to stop. Two is that everybody has to understand that if a girl is not being able to get pregnant, it could be the problem of a couple, and the girl should not be blamed. Two is that failure can always happen in this treatment, because success means we'll have to be God for that. Right. We cannot be God. Science has its own limitations. So we have to accept that yes, we will have failures, but failure doesn't mean that we've lost a loved one. We've only lost one chance of getting pregnant where we had put a lot of hopes. So very important to understand that only the chance has gone. We have not lost anyone. If you get pregnant and you lose the pregnancy, that's a bigger trauma. Right. And to lose someone who's already there, whom you've started loving by virtue of having seen that person, that is a very big trauma. But just having an IVF failure is not such a big trauma that the world gets shattered. Don't let it affect your interpersonal relationships. I think a husband and wife's relationship is far more important to be preserved or to be shattered on such a thing where you don't have a child or you have a child. So having a child is a desire of every couple, but not being able to have should not spoil interpersonal relationship between